Hi there. In this video, we're going to have a look at this Breville coffee machine. Now, this is the model BES 900, and it's a dual boiler coffee machine. So one of the boilers is dedicated to the steam, and the other boiler is dedicated to the group head and also the hot water. Now, lately, the coffee machine hasn't been giving any pressure through the water side. So that's group head and also the hot water. So now if I press any of the buttons, you'll notice that there's actually no water or little water that will come out from the group head. So this has got to do with what I believe is the solenoid valve in the coffee machine. So you can see now there's actually nothing coming out, whereas usually you would be getting a nice flow of water. And the same thing with the hot water side, we're actually not getting any water come out. Now, the function of the solenoid valve is to control the water that goes through the coffee machine and out through either the coffee discharge or the hot water side. Now, that solenoid valve also has an overpressure relief valve built into it. And that way, if for any reason, say your coffee is too fine and the pressure exceeds more than 9 or 10 bar, it won't actually allow you to go beyond that pressure. So it's just a built-in safety mechanism. Now, what can happen from time to time is this solenoid valve can become sticky, or it can wear out or fail. So this is what I believe is wrong with this machine. So in this video, I'll show you how to replace the solenoid valve and see if it resolves our issue. Alright, so we've got our coffee machine here and I've just unplugged it so it's safe and there's no electricity running through it. I've got the new solenoid valve here, so that's what we're going to be replacing today. So to do that, we're going to have to take off the back and the top plates to access the old solenoid valve and then replace it with the new. So this is the front of the machine and this is what's inside. Hot water boiler and coffee pour boiler. And then you've got your steam boiler here. And the solenoid valve is just here. And that's what we'll be replacing. So it's just 4 Phillip head screws. And there's a cable tie just there that we'll have to remove. As well as the 3 wires. So the bottom one being yellow and green, so it's an earth. And then white towards the hot water knob. And the yellow towards the steam boiler. Now we're just going to cut that cable tie, remove that hose, which I believe is the overpressure. Coffee pour, for example, exceeds a certain pressure, it then discharges it, and through that chute into the waste at the bottom. So cut that and then we'll undo the 4 Phillips head screws. Alright, so now that we've undone all the cable terminals, the overpressure hose, and those 4 Phillip screws, that solenoid valve, that's it, should just come straight off like that. So that's what it looks like underneath. Now you'll notice there's a white Teflon and pin arrangement, and there's also one left here. So we'll actually need to use that for this new one as well. So we've got the new one on our right and the old on our left. So they are very similar, they should be. And you'll see that there's an indentation where that Teflon washer and pin will go. So one of them is already still in the machine, which is okay. So it's just a matter of taking this one off and putting it back on to the new one. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to clean the solenoid valve face where it interfaces, that surface. So I've got a bit of white dust there, maybe a bit of corrosion, I'm not too sure, but I'll just give it a good clean, that way hopefully it seals a bit better when we put the new one in. Alright, so we have to get this Teflon washer off the old solenoid, and so the Teflon washer is this white circular thing here, and there's also a pin that goes on the inside. Now that pin deforms, and that's meant to, and the new one doesn't come with any, so we have to use the existing ones. Alright, so I've got a very small screwdriver, and with that I'm just gonna slowly leverage it. Alright, so we're going to put the old Teflon washer. Now it is a bit deformed, but that's okay. It'll still function, which is good. So push that in place into the new one, so that's good. And now put our pin, which maybe acts like a locking mechanism, probably, my guess, in there. That's not too bad at all, actually. Solenoid valve and the washer that will mate up to that, so it'll be positioned like that. There we go. Alright, so our new solenoid valve is now fitted. It's terminated with the cables, and also our tube from the top is connected and zip tied or cable tied. Now we're just going to put the rear and top plates back on. We'll power it up. Alright, so our coffee machine's at temperature now, and now is the moment of truth to see if that solenoid valve was actually the problem. So remember, here's our old one, which we replaced. Now we'll just press any of the coffee buttons, and we're still getting that trickle. And hot water's trickling as well. So that is a bit of a disappointment. It doesn't look like I diagnosed this coffee machine correctly. Regardless, we managed to replace the solenoid valve successfully. So I hope you found this video informative. I hope you have better results than I did. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.